Hi, ladies and gents. We are now going to talk about how to convert units. And this is such an important thing in science, whether you're taking chemistry, physics, earth science, whatever topic it is. We're constantly converting between miles per hour, meters per second, light years, miles, days, hours, feet, inches, pounds, kilograms. It is what we do in science, and you have to be good at it. I want to tell you a story, and it's a story of how things can go bad even with the most expensive and well-trained scientists. November of 1999, so this is not that long ago, there was the Mars Climate Orbiter, and it actually burned up in the Martian atmosphere as it was trying to orbit the planet Mars. And after the autopsy, basically, of this probe that went bad, what was found is that multiple groups of engineers and scientists were working on programming this machine. And they found out that one group were using pounds and one group were using newtons to calculate the thrust. And within the software, it didn't convert between one unit and another. This little conversion error was a $327 million boo-boo. And so converting and units are a very big deal in science, no matter how small or how big the endeavor that you're working upon. As we enter into this, I also want to address the fact that every once in a while I have a I have a student who comes to me and says, I can do this online. I have apps that do this. I have Google that will do this for me. But friends, you must be good at this for a multitude of reasons. Sometimes your phone is going to quit. Many of you are going to have to take a HESI exam in order to get into a nursing or a health program. This is a skill that you will have to use for the rest of this chemistry class and other classes. This is the basis of just about any calculation you're going to have to do for the rest of this semester. You have to be able to be good at this. So please don't get cocky like this dude and say, I can just do this online. And by now you know I'm tricky, and I will find a way to make sure that you're really, truly quizzed on this. Now, all the conversions that we do are going to be done exactly the same way. And here's how we're going to do them. We're going to start with some sort of a conversion factor. What do I mean? I'm going to mean like 100 centimeters equal 1 meter, or 12 inches equal a foot. That's what I mean by a conversion factor. Then we're going to draw a TIE fighter from Star Wars. TIE fighter, TIE fighter. And then we're going to put the numbers and the units from our conversion factor into the TIE fighter so that the right things cancel. So here goes. That's the steps we're going to follow. Not terribly complicated, and we're going to do lots of examples. This is the conversion factor sheet that I've included in the course. I highly recommend that you print it. If you have not printed it by now, you can access it online, but it's going to be really handy if you can have a paper copy next to you. If you don't have time this instant to stop and print, please continue with the lesson and get this at some point in the future. So let's go through an example. As we do this, keep in mind that many students in the past have said they liked doing the homework for these kind of problems on lined paper. Why it is really nice to have a definite top and bottom to what you are doing. So I want to convert feet to inches. And most of us who've lived in the United States a long time know that 12 inches equal 1 foot. That's my conversion factor. But you look at this and you have to stop and think, do I have to divide by 12, multiply by 12? Let the conversion factor tell you what to do. So first, we have our conversion factor. Second, we draw our TIE fighter. Then we put the units in so they cancel. Our ultimate goal is always to create a situation where the same unit is on the top and on the bottom. So I have feet on top. I want feet on bottom. Always, always, always put the units in first. feet on top, feet on bottom. I want to end up with inches on the top, so I put inches on the top. Always put units in first. Secondly, put the numbers in. 12 inches, 1 foot. Then cancel. If I have feet divided by feet, that's exactly the same as saying 2 divided by 2 or x divided by x. Anything divided by itself is going to equal 1, and multiplying by 1 doesn't change the overall value of something. So I can divide feet by feet. It's not going to hurt anything. And then let the TIE fighter tell me if I have to multiply or divide. Because this is on top, it says multiply 12 by 17.5, and I'm going to, and I pick up my calculator, that's going to end up being 210 inches. Now, I took a long time on this one because it was the first one, but we're going to do lots more examples. So let's go on to another one. Let's say I've got 175 pounds and I'm converting to kilograms. Now I know this is a weight, this is a mass, but because we all live on planet Earth, there are some conversion factors directly between pounds and mass. So draw a nice straight line, draw a TIE fighter, choose a conversion factor that works. The one I am going to use is the fact that 1 pound is equivalent to 0.4539 kilos. This one right here. I want to get rid of pounds. So where do I put them? I want the thing I want to get rid of kitty corner from itself. So if I have pounds on top, I want pounds on the bottom. I want to keep kilograms on top. So I want kilograms on top. Always put the units in first, then put the numbers in. So 1 pound, then put the numbers 0.4539, and then I cross things out. 1 pound counteracts another pound. These two divide out. This tells me multiply. I pick up my calculator, multiply that out. What I get is 79.37825. In another talk, we'll talk about significant digits, but I started with 3 digits. I'm going to round this off to 3, so 79.4 kilograms. All right, a reminder down here on this week's study guide, you will have to show your work. If you just put the right answer down, you won't get credit. You have to show the TIE fighters, you have to show the setup, because I'm going to make you practice. So make sure that you know how to do this. You're not just Googling answers, you have to actually go through the process. Hit pause, go from calories to joules, and I'll give you a hint, calories to joules, the conversion is down here. Okay, let's go through this together. Calories to joules. Here's a TIE fighter. The conversion factor I chose is that 1 calorie is 4.184 joules. I want to get rid of calories. So where do I put it? I put it down on the bottom. I want to keep joules on top. Where do I put it? On the top. Then I put the numbers in. 1 calorie is 4.184 joules. Calories cancel calories. Pick up my calculator. When I divide it out, I get 1071 joules on my calculator. I started with 3 digits. I'm going to round this off to 3. So 107, the 1 is going to round off to 0, 1070 joules. If you wrote down 1071 joules, are you wrong? I'm not going to mark it wrong because we have not spent time talking about significant digits yet. Okay, let's do another one. Convert liters to gallons, and here's your volume units right there. Okay, let's do this one. Liters to gallons. Here's your straight line. Here's your TIE fighter. Get rid of liters, keep gallons. The conversion factor I chose is that 1 gallon is 3.786 liters. So gallons, always put the units in first. Always, always, always. And yeah, I'm going to say that about 100 times because you always put the units in. You want the unit to counteract. You want 1 on top, 1 on bottom. Then you put the numbers in. 1 gallon, 3.786 liters. cross out liters and liters. They're going to cancel. I'm going to end up with gallons. I want to end up with gallons, but this is different. See the numbers down below? Down below means divide. So if I pick up my calculator, 19.34 divided by 3.786, I end up with 5.108 gallons. I started with 4 digits. This is 4 digits. I write them all down, 5.108 gallons. And that, my friend, is my answer. Okay, that will do for this time. And next time, we're going to get into some that are a little more complicated.